Hello, everyone, and thank you for subscribing to Feeling Crafty. Today, what we're going to do is we're all going to learn how to do a simple text logo style, and we're going to add some glitter to it. Perfect project if you're doing some holiday things, you want to create mock-ups for your customers. If you want to do it within a logo, it's very easy, very a very good skill to have. So here we go. Let's get started. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to open Adobe Illustrator. And you're going to go to File, New. The new screen should pop up when you open it. So here we have the Adobe Illustrator New Document screen. In your preset details, we're going to name your project. This, we're just going to put the Feeling Crafty logo. And then we're going to adjust your sizes. So here I have an 8x8. This is just a pretty standard what I use for my logo designs. This just gives you a good space to work with. Not too big, not too small. And it's really portrait or it's going to be portrait. This is where you would switch your orientation if you had a different dimension. The dimensions are going to come into play when you're doing something for print or digital wise when you're doing website banners, social media banners, things like that. That's where your dimensions are going to come into play. Right now, we really don't have to, be that, do a firm dimension setting right now. Your artboards, that's going to be, I call them my options. When I do logo design sketches for different businesses, I do maybe 3 to 5 artboards, and those just give me a space for each new design that I have. RGB or it's CMYK. RGB you would use for any digital designs. CMYK is for your print designs. Because we're just going to do this for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to leave it at RGB. We're not going to print it, not right now. And then you hit create. And it's going to take you to your new project screen. So what the tools we're going to go through today are your type tool, clipping mask, and the Pathfinder tools. So the first tool we're going to use is the type tool. That's going to be this T tool. And with the type tool, you're going to go to Windows, Type, and then you're going to bring up your type menu. Just put it to the side. This is just good to have. It's also here, but just so you can have it open and available, we're going to put it right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, of course, 12 point is going to be really, really small. So we're just going to make this bigger for our logo design. You don't have to worry about the other settings right now. We're going to get to that later. So you're going to type in your filling. And of course, this is not the font that Feeling Crafty logo is in. So we're going to change the font. Go over to your character menu. The font that we use for Feeling Crafty is called Onandio. I think that's how you say it. If it's not, excuse me, I apologize. And it, of course, is going to change that font. Now, what I'm going to show you now is how to make font larger in a couple different ways. One thing you can do is go down to this corner here. I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see. Go down to this corner, shift so it won't lose its shape. And you're going to drag it out. Another way you can make your text larger or smaller is click it here and use, again, your font tool here. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add our Crafty. So something I do to kind of cheat a little bit, just the easy way to, if you want to have the same type of font, just a different location, you're going to go to Edit, Copy, and then Edit paste in place. This just gives you a way to make sure you have everything lined up and you can move it as you see fit. So what I'm going to do is highlight that and type in my Crafty. Simple as that. What we can now do is, as you see the Feeling Crafty logo, I'm going to click back here. You see it has this rotated view. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of this and go to the end corner here, and you're going to go out ever so slightly, and you're going to slightly rotate it. Then we're going to make it bigger. With everything selected, we're just going to pull it out, and you see how that all pulls together? Now, I'm going to show you something. This is where you know you might have did something wrong. If you have it highlighted and you go here and you do this and this happens, that means you didn't bring it out all as one. In order to do it all as one so it won't change shape, you have to make sure you press that shift button and then move it. So now we have the Feeling Crafty logo. So what I'm going to now show you is how to add glitter to this text. Now we can leave it just like this as the text and add the glitter, or we can do a second option. So I'm going to show you the first thing first. So keep Feeling Crafty as is. What you're going to do is File, Place, and those glitter textures that you have in your downloads for the month. Excuse my kids, y'all, I'm sorry. You're going to select one. I'm just going to choose a purple one and then add it into your Illustrator. Now it's going to come in very large, so you're going to zoom out until you can see one of the corners, and you're just going to make it smaller just like we did the text, making sure you hit that shift button so we can change it all at once. And then you're going to put it over the Feeling Crafty. So what you're going to do next is Object, Arrange with the glitter still selected, Send to the back. This puts it behind the Feeling Crafty, so if you need to adjust it a little, you can do that, just so you can see it. So what we're going to do is, since Feeling Crafty is not one sentence, it's 2 words, we're going to make 2 of these glitter textures. So it's easy. Just copy here, edit, paste in place. You can also paste in the back so you don't have to do that extra step. Okay? So you're going to select Filling, and select one of your glitter textures. And then hit Object, Clipping Mask, Make. You don't see it right now, but I promise you it's there. You're going to do the Crafty the same way. Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And now you have a beautiful glitter text. See? Alright. So, the second way you can do your glitter text, if you maybe you want to create an SVG file, or you just want to, you have a logo that you want to keep like this, but you want your customer to be able to have a workable vector file. We're going to take in another quick lesson how to erase the clipping mask or take back the clipping mask. Just select all, clipping mask, and release. That's gonna, and you can just delete the glitter, and now you're back to your flat Feeling Crafty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this text and turn it into one object. So the first thing you're going to do is type, create outlines. And as you see, it turned all of our characters into their own individual object. So since they're all individual objects, we're going to take it and we're going to pull up our Pathfinder window. We're going to unite the characters, and now it's going to make this all one object. Well, it's really technically three because the F is separated and this dot here is separated. That is the only reason why it didn't unite with the rest. In order to unite an object, it has to meet at some points. And as you see, the C here meets the F, and then we have the Y and the G. It has to connect in some way in order for it all to unite. Right, and I'm just going to pull in another glitter texture just to show you how they all work or how they look. Add that. Same thing that we did before, make that smaller. I'm going to bring that up. And you can leave it large if maybe you want a bigger glitter texture, but for this particular project I wanted a small texture. So I want you to see what's the difference between when you leave it as a text and when you don't, when you turn it into an object. So this right here, when you click on Feeling Crafty, it's going to be in all one group. So we're going to ungroup that. And because it's actually three objects, I'm going to paste it two times more. So once you have that pasted those 3 times, you're going to select here, select your first object. Oh, and I'm sorry, make sure when you're selecting, you're hitting shift so you can keep the other selected as well. I'm gonna make here, shift, select your glitter, create your other clipping mask. Here, shift, select, create your last clipping mask. Alrighty. Same graphic, just 2 different types. One you have a text and the other one is going to be an object. The difference is with your text, if you wanted to change your text a little bit, you can, and as you see, the glitter will still stay. It's a great effect if you want to just keep it like this, save it, and go in and interchange your letters as you see fit. You can definitely do that, but it's an awesome skill to have. So I want to thank you all. Of course, save as you go. See, just like that. I want to thank you all for tuning in to our first tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to use our forum, and we also have the Facebook group if you want to ask any questions. Give me some feedback on how you think the tutorial is going. This is my first one as well as your first one to Feeling Crafty, so I always ask for ways that I can improve. If I'm moving too fast, let me know. I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to be able to teach you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.